everyone, so in today's video I want to talk about how to actually change yourself and how to actually reprogram your brain to become the best version of yourself. Okay, so everybody in this world has potential. It doesn't matter how big or how small it is, but at some point we achieve things and we are going to achieve things no matter what type of life we have, because it's in the human brain and we're kind of programmed, like biologically even, to constantly set new goals and to constantly achieve new things. But the thing is, a lot of people keep making these new goals that don't actually influence them, that doesn't actually change them or like upgrade them in a way, like moving on to the next level of your life. So many people just stay stagnant and they get comfortable and they think they can just live for the rest of their lives inside this comfortability. And technically they can, but they have to be actively changing. They have to be actively improving themselves. Because if you're actively improving yourself in whatever form, in whatever way, you are going to be happier in general as a person. Because if you don't program your brain to be the way you want it to be, other people will do it for you. Everyone else will do it for you. Whether that's your family or someone at work or someone at school, it doesn't matter, but someone will reprogram you in whatever form they think is right. All your experiences are coming from past things you've consumed, things you've watched, people you've talked to. Like, your brain is just a bunch of other people's experiences and other people's opinions. And then like less than half of your brain is what you've experienced and what you actually think about things, yourself, whatever. But you should try and constantly keep trying to reprogram your brain in a way that you're in control. You know it's your choices and you know you aren't affected by other people. Because we are so constantly focused on absolutely anything but ourselves that we sometimes forget to actually keep moving on in life. We forget that nothing is forever except ourselves, that we have to keep going, because if you stay stagnant, no one else is going to tell you to get out of that bubble, because 90% of people in the world are happy or don't care or don't want you to get out of your bubble. So you just need to like walk away from everyone and focus on yourself, because trust me, people are going to keep on trying to program your brain into the way they want it to be. But you have to ask yourself every single day for the rest of your life, how do I want to be? Because you can keep saying, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that, I'm going to try this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to do a project, I'm going to start working out, I'm going to start doing whatever, right? But then you just don't do it. And a lot of people have this thing where they talk and they talk and they say, but they never actually start anything. Now, instead of taking away from this video and feeling guilty about not starting anything, do the second best thing you can do instead of regretting it and start now. Of course, it's a better time to have started ages ago, like years ago, right? But the second best time you can start is right now. So whatever you've been procrastinating, whatever you know will change you, but you're scared of it, that's the exact thing you should go out and do. Because if you are scared of, let's say, running a marathon, if that prospect scares you, go do it. Or if you don't feel it's for you, then don't do it. But if there's something that you fear, but you also want, ask yourself, why haven't I done this yet? Why am I not actively trying to do this? Whatever goals you want to achieve, let them be your own goals. Don't let other people influence you and say like, oh yeah, you need to be able to do this, or you need to go to this place, or like whatever people are trying to tell you. Ask yourself first, am I doing this because I want to do it? And will this actually improve me in like a good way, in a way I want to be improved? Because people could be saying, I want you to get better at this, I want you to get better at that. But you have to ask yourself, if I do what these people say, will I be improving into the version of myself that I want to improve into? Because again, people have created you, like, even in their image, in their own mind, they have an image of you that isn't the same as the image of yourself. So you have to start changing yourself, like actually thinking about, like, think about your thoughts. This is going to sound really weird, but you should actively be thinking and questioning, why am I thinking this? Or maybe sometimes you think something that you might think is a bit weird. So ask yourself, why do I think this? Like, what is causing me to behave or do or think this way? And most of the time, it's like the randomest or the stupidest reasons on why we do certain things. Mostly they're habits, behaviors we've developed over ages and long periods of time. But at the end of the day, whatever it is, and if you think it's not part of who you want to be, then stop doing it. It sounds really, really simple when I'm just saying this on camera, but I struggle with this plenty too. And people need to realize that, how do you expect change to become the best version of yourself if you could be doing all these amazing things, but you aren't going to get there if you don't actually change yourself internally, like the way you think, the way you feel, everything about yourself. You keep thinking of this version that you want to become, right? And you might even be taking steps to become that version of yourself. But at the end of the day, is your behavior, is your way of thinking actually aligned with that version? Because the hardest thing is aligning your thinking with your best version. Because you could be disciplining yourself or forcing yourself to every step, but the number one thing I have never understood for most of my life is that you have to enjoy the journey of changing yourself. Because if you don't enjoy the journey, then there's no point in you existing. Because life is a journey that we don't want to end. So we're always like, with like video games, with like movies or whatever, we always want to finish. We always want to be done. We don't actually enjoy the experience. And we have to understand how significant this problem is. Because your life, do you want it to end? Like, ask yourself realistically, do you want your life to end? I'm saying 90% of people are going to say, no, I want to live, right? So enjoy the journey. Why are you constantly creating so many doubts on something that you should be thinking about positively? Why are you constantly saying, oh yes, I'll do this, I'll do that, but not changing yourself internally? Why are you constantly promising yourself different things, but not even trying to think or take the actions to do those things and to become that version that you want to be? Like, genuinely just ask yourself, what am I doing wrong that I want to change about myself? And don't say it in like a judgmental way of like, I hate my appearance, or like, I hate the way my body looks, or I hate the way I think, I hate everything around me. Think of it in a logical and neutral way. Think about it from someone else's perspective, ideally from a really, really neutral standpoint. And because if you come up with the most logical solutions, 9 times out of 10, that's the best solution. It's going to be the best solution because it's been like designed by your logical self. And if it's designed by yourself in your deepest state of flow and deepest state of thinking, then it's bound to be the best version of what you create. And we want to continue that best version of yourself. So whatever it is you're doing, whoever it is you want to be, first of all, ask yourself, do I want to be this? Is this actually my goal? Because a lot of the time people are constantly saying, oh yeah, I want to be a doctor. And they go to medical school, they graduate, they work for a couple of years, and then they realize this isn't for them. Sounds crazy, right? Like, it genuinely sounds crazy, because I've had a lot of moments in life when I was like set on a certain thing, right? I thought, this is going to be my future, this is who I'm going to be. But the thing we don't understand is we have to enjoy the journey. It keeps going back to that key point. You cannot predict anything. You have to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy changing yourself. Right now, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm the best version of myself. There won't be a better version. That's the way my brain thinks. That's extremely narrow-minded, because I'm going to keep improving myself. I'm going to become a better and better version of myself every single day. And I want to do that. That's an active choice. So now I ask myself, what actions can I take to do that? And whatever those actions are for you, focus on them. Like, genuinely, your thought process gets so deep into that best version of yourself in like a good, healthy way that you become them. It's not just a dream, it's supposed to become reality. Sure, it's called your dream self, but make it your reality. Because no one else is going to do it for you. You need to change yourself because people are going to create versions of you and they're going to start influencing you, and you will become the version of the person that they created. You will become the version of the person that your friends created, that your family created, that your partner created, that your colleagues created. We unconsciously, all of us, everyone does this. We change versions of ourselves every single day. We talk to a different person, we become this version of ourselves. We talk to a family, we become this version. To friends, we become this version. To colleagues, we become this version. It's all very, very different. People know different parts of us, but not all those parts are necessarily true to yourself. So, for once, don't think about being true to other people. Don't think about being honest and being yourself. Think about being yourself with yourself. This sounds weird, but like, genuinely, are you yourself? Like, do you want to act this way when you're only around you? Because your favorite version of you should be the version of you when you're alone. Because we spend most of our lives alone. Well, we do spend all of our lives alone in our heads, right? You can have someone, like 20 people living in your house, but at the end of the day, you were born alone and you will die alone, right? So just focus on yourself. Like I said, it's all part of the journey. The journey comes first. You need the journey more than you need the ending. And a lot of people don't like the ending. Obviously, it's going to come. But for now, whatever you're doing, focus on changing yourself and being the version you want to be. And keep improving in whatever way. I don't care if it's the smallest thing, but if you're improving, you are like already 100% better than the rest of the people in the world. Because it doesn't matter how you're improving, how big or how small what it is you're doing, but you're improving. You're taking steps forward. And I hope you're enjoying every single day of that journey, because that journey is important. You need that journey. That's the whole point of life. It's the journey. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you all in the next one. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.